Hello, Wereweasels, and welcome back to Creativerse on Crazyverse, PhoenixTalon's invite-only builder world. And, it's a little bit dark now, but the sun should be rising soon. But this is what I've done so far. Actually, maybe I can place a light, so... Yeah, that should help a little bit for now, while we wait for dawn. So this is what I've started on the roof of the obsidian tower. Now this little area, I'm going to take down that section. I'm going to leave the wall here, but I'm going to take down this little bit of the side that I had built up, so that this can come down and meet up with this somehow. And I can build this wall up to somehow meet up with that. But what I'm doing over there is I'm actually placing these roofs facing in. And then putting glass like this. I won't do it here. Here the roofs will face out, but to create a sort of slight dome shape, which then will gradually, then I'll, with just using layers of glass and possibly mixing in some of that reinforced glass that has like the iron in it, and maybe even a little bit of clear glass, so I can create sort of like a bowl shape that dips down inward like an inverse dome, but then comes back up in the very center where the crystal's going to be, like a flower shape. And then so like there's this little center that goes up where the flower is. I don't know. I'm working on it. I'm also using some of this hardened lava wall here. I think that's a wall, or is it a floor? I don't know, but I really like the contrast of doing that with the igneous roof. That's what it's called. I know they don't really match and it looks kind of weird, but I actually kind of like the way they go together. I don't know. But then I like using a lot of this hardened lava wall because to me that looks like some sort of like crusty demonic skin with then little bits of evil oozing out. I don't know how to describe that. That looks like a very evil block. So yeah, I'm actually got a little bit of a start, a little bit of a plan about what to do on the roof, even though I haven't done much. But now I can show you what I actually have been working on. I finally figured out what to do with the lab. Finally got inspired. Here we have another scanner, like the one... Oops, yeah, there we go. Took a bit for the chimney to start up. So, we have another scanner similar to the one... Oh, you look at it. You look at a certain angle, and you can't see the smoke. That is weird. Or maybe the smoke has pattern to it now? No, it should be continuous. I don't know. Whatever, they probably broke chimneys, I don't know. Don't care. But anyway, I have a scanner similar to the one in the lab on Hell, Sephiroth's world. And then I have stuff I'm working on, and then this is PhoenixTalon's computer idea. There's a sign placed under the floor that I put the text on using I mean, you can just look it up. They're sign commands. I increased the size of the text after that. This here is like 0.5 text, and after it I put in the code to make like huge text, so that then I could do a /T, which is like tab, which like spaces it up, but make that space super huge because of the text size, so that I didn't have to do a lot of them, which would have maxed out my character limit. So anyway, so there's a sign down there, and then that text is up here, and then this behind that is just an LED. And the problem with LEDs is if you turn your light on, whether they're off or on, because I set it to black, so it should be, so it's technically actually on. It's just the color has been set to black, but it's, I don't know. I think maybe that should be fixed, because it really can ruin a look. So yeah, that's my computer. And then switches on shelves. I showed you that before. And then we have a control panel to regulate a pressure valve for the piping, a control panel to regulate the experimental fluids tank. More piping. Controls for that machine over there and for the arcstone siphoner. Another pressure valve for this pipe. More controls. And then here we have, just like in the other world, only it's an improved design, we have an arcstone harvester. It isolates the keeper's arcstone and is waiting, and the second that the arcstone is ripe enough to drop, it gets sucked up through the hose and into here. And then we have this shelf here that's constantly shoving pie in his face so that he'll keep producing arcstones. And then my evil scientist is torturing a thing. I don't know. A scanner thing, and then like some sort of weird probe thing or whatever, but that's also being pumped in here, so we're siphoning corruption dust out of the thing. And if we're lucky, we might occasionally get a diamond mining cell, and this switch actually does that. So yeah, this setup's basically the same, except this looks different because they changed the texture on stun bombs. Oh yeah, I haven't made a video about the update. If we go to crafting, we can see that we have these picture frames. They basically show I think I actually have one. Yeah, I have one. They basically show a default Crazyverse picture when you put them down until you interact with them. So you can have, you know, just random Crazyverse pictures, but then you go in and any adventure that you've completed, you can use the screenshot from that as your own. As a picture, so it's basically like a trophy wall. I still wish you could like upload a custom picture, but it would be neat if we had more like actual pictures and decorations and stuff, but I mean, it's a start. We've needed something like that for a long time. But anyway, so we go into crafting, and you can see that some of the icons for like these icons here now look like the lamp for the colored lamps. Any wood burning lamps, they oops. They now look more like the actual item. They updated those icons, and then if we go down to the explosives, you can see that they're all different. The TNT and all of this is different, and basically when you place them, they look like their icon. Mostly they said that this update, oops, I forgot I was tracking these, was about a lot of bug fixes or whatever. Oh yeah, and they changed the look of a lot of the characters. Like, I've noticed with Keepas, their eyes look very different. Everything looks shinier, and things are more adaptive to lighting. Like an animal in an environment will change its look based on the lighting a little bit more. They're like, lighting is much more adaptive. But I'm wondering if I go down here, I might be able to show you a warm worm. I think there's a place down here where one usually spawns. Basically, oh, he sticks his tongue out! That's different. But basically it's the same animation. He spits lava and he lunges forward, but that's what warm worms look like now. They still drop teeth, everything's still the same, they just look a lot different. I think they look more worm-like, more appropriate. They look more organic. That square boxy look was... Oh, and if you use the plow tool on certain things, it changes into other things. Like you can make hollow logs now of more woods than we had available before. Like you can now use the plow to turn like elderwood leaves into like the pine cones as a floor texture, and you can now plow snow and it becomes like that thin layer of snow that you see on the ground some places. You can plow autumnwood leaves, any of the colors of autumnwood leaves, and get them to be a leaf texture on the ground. So that's kind of good because we had no way of placing those before and stuff. I might go up on top of the big banana tree where I have the snow, and I might plow that so I can actually get a thin covering of snow on top of the buildings instead of just a giant snow block. So that's a good upgrade. We've needed that for a while to have a little bit more control about how we terraform the environment. And then I'm going to put a few more corrupt pets in this pen just wandering around. But see, I didn't even load the hell portal just by going down the stairs and loading the pit beneath and got all of this stuff, so corruption dust isn't going to be a problem. And we also get a lot of night mobs down there, just regular night ones instead of corrupt, so that's a good source of shards if you like to build a lot of bombs with them. So anyway, I know this is a slightly shorter episode, but I thought I should at least give an update. And I'll see y'all in the next one.